From a legal perspective, it's an interesting move on Drake's part. Notably, he's not suing Kendrick Lamar, right? He's suing Universal, which reps both of these artists.
The hip-hop scene just exploded. Again. This time it's Jim Jones and Drake on one side, squaring up against the industry giants. And guess who popped in to stir the pot? 50 Cent, of course, bringing his usual wild energy and turning everything into a viral circus. Jim Jones shocked everyone by publicly standing with Drake in his legal fight against Universal Music Group, painting it like he's going to war for artists' rights. But trust 50 to flip the script and roast Jim like it's comedy night? He came for Jim's choices, clowned his moves, and even dragged up his history with Dipset. Boom! Just like that, all the old Dipset drama is getting dragged back into the spotlight. Diss tracks, messy feuds, and wild shots are flying again. Like it's the early 2000s. It's chaos with a beat. But what even sparked this mess? Why is Jim riding for Drake so hard? And what's in it for 50 Cent? Reigniting all this heat out of nowhere. Time to break it all down.
Including, like actual physical that he could have incurred in financial harm. So they get into the first couple pages. Now, a couple things that we learned in this lawsuit within the first 5 pages that we didn't know. Remember when the shooting happened at Drake's home back?
We're only halfway through 2025, and already one of the biggest lawsuits is shaking the industry. Drake just hit Universal Music Group with a major defamation lawsuit, and it's all tied to Kendrick Lamar's brutal diss track, Not Like Us. A lot of folks saw it as a straight-up shot at Drake.
It's very interesting, and that's going to be very operative, not only in them trying to get this dismissed, but also in the federal case subsequently. Why? Because Drake is filed for defamation. You could see Universal's kind of playing, it's a pre-card almost, forever. Because now, once music gets to a certain level,
very well said.
Like everything Universal give me is up and it's stuck. Yeah. It's not, let's amicably see if we can, let's have a mediator.
Drake's legal team isn't holding back. They're claiming the real issue is UMG's role in pushing and cashing in on Kendrick's diss track. By dropping this lawsuit, Drake's aiming to make the label answer for helping spread what he sees as damaging stories about him. This move has stirred up serious drama in the music world. Some are calling it a bold shot at the industry's power structure, saying it could finally give artists more say over their own work. But others think Drake's crossing a line, mixing personal beef with courtroom battles. His legal crew says this ain't about rap drama. It's about protecting his name and setting the tone for every other artist out here. It's about making labels own up to their part. One source close to Drake's team even said, Drake isn't just fighting for himself, he's standing up for artists everywhere. But still, when he sued Universal Music Group, fans and insiders were floored. He's going head-to-head with one of the most powerful labels in the game. DJ Academics even chimed in, warning Drake that UMG plays hardball. He said UMG might even try to get the judge to shut the whole lawsuit down.
Disgusting. It's nasty, man. Like we said, he dropped the
petition
and has now filed the defamation and harassment suit.
But the interesting thing in there was UMG's position, which is...
As expected, the hip-hop world split fast, and not everyone had Drake's back. Joe Budden, never one to bite his tongue, came out swinging against Drake's lawsuit. On his podcast, he called Drake out for trying to play both the victim and the aggressor, straight up said it felt Karen-like. Budden didn't stop there. He got real about how the culture's changing. He said diss tracks used to be all about bars and clever shots. Now they're turning into court cases. It's sad, he said, sounding frustrated with how fast hip-hop's shifting.
Kendrick Lamar, which everybody seems to think that this lawsuit is about, he didn't sue Kendrick Lamar. He sued UMG, which is the biggest company that has the biggest bag, Nick. You think I ain't gonna sue Amazon if I ain't get a chance to? Me suing everybody.
Joe Budden's criticism lit a fire, raising a big question. Is Drake killing the spirit of rap battles or just leveling up the game with a new kind of professionalism? Right now, the culture's clearly split. It's a clash between the old school and the new wave, While folks like Joe mourn the loss of that raw, unfiltered rap energy, others, like Jim Jones, see Drake's legal move as a power play that's long overdue. But what really had people talking? Jim Jones stepping up and showing full-blown support for Drake out in the open. That shook things up fast.
When Tracy Morgan just caught that bag, we was happy for him, right?
Of course, it was a car accident. He almost lost his life.
We not gonna be happy about somebody who get a bag from one of the biggest companies that been raping everybody anyway.
On the Broken Front End podcast, Jim Jones cleared the air. Drake's lawsuit wasn't aimed at Kendrick Lamar like people thought. It was aimed straight at UMG. Jim backed Drake hard, stressing that this lawsuit carries way bigger meaning for the whole industry.
Amazon, if I ain't get a chance to, me suing everybody. Any one of them companies I get a chance to playing at that level to sue for billions, I'm going for it. Are you crazy?
Jim Jones didn't hold back. He compared Drake's legal move to other major celebrity wins, like Tracy Morgan's massive Walmart settlement, saying these moments shake up the whole system. To him, this isn't rap beef. It's straight up business warfare. Jim shut down all the clout-chasing talk, saying it's bigger than that. On the Broken Front End podcast, he called Drake's move James Bond-level boldness and stressed how standing up to corporate giants like UMG takes serious guts. He said Drake's lawsuit could actually help more artists get real control over their music, something most never get. While critics were quick to label the move personal, Jim said, nah, it's about changing the game. His words hit home for a lot of smaller artists who've been pushed to the sidelines by industry powerhouses. But Jim didn't stop there. He threw direct shade at Universal, saying their slow response to Drake's lawsuit just shows they're trying to duck the blame. Fans online blew up with praise for Jim's fearless support of artists, but of course, not everyone was buying it.
What the f is you talking about, man? You are from the Bronx, bro. You are not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, man. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe.
Jim's loud support for Drake didn't sit right with everybody. Critics came for him, accusing him of chasing clout, but Jim clapped back fast. If I get the chance to sue a company like Amazon or Universal for billions, I'm taking it, he said, loud and clear. He made it known. He's not scared to take on the big dogs. The whole situation just blew up even more, turning Drake's lawsuit into a hot topic about power, control, and who really runs the music game. And of course, 50 Cent saw his moment to stir things up. Right after Jim showed love to Drake's legal move, 50 hopped on Instagram and let it rip. In classic 50 style, he dropped a slick, viral post clowning Jim for jumping into drama that had nothing to do with him. The shade was heavy and fans ate it up online. That post lit up social media and reignited an old beef between 50 and Jim that's been simmering for years. Things really hit a boiling point after Jim popped up on the premiere episode of Justin LaBoy's show, and that's where it all started unraveling again. On Respectfully, the Justin LaBoy show, Jim Jones didn't bite his tongue. He fired back at both 50 Cent and Cameron, straight up laughing at their comments. He claimed they were on his case heavy and reminded everyone he'd done plenty for them over the years. But 50 wasn't about to let that slide. He jumped on Instagram and turned the heat all the way up, bringing back old rumors about Jim Jones allegedly being tied to federal informant talk during the 2019 Tekashi 6991 trial. In one post, 50 shared court docs and clowned Jones by calling him Individual One, a nickname that's now a punchline in their ongoing beef. 50's caption was classic troll energy. I know you working, so please don't say gangster shit to me, Individual One. And he didn't stop there. In another post, he dropped docs showing a wiretap that allegedly caught Jim talking about the 9 Trey crew and 6X99. 50 pointed out how Jones was the only one from that crew who didn't get locked up, hinting that something shady might have gone down. The back and forth between these two just keeps getting wilder. 50 Cent didn't just go at Jim Jones over the Drake lawsuit, he dug up old Dipset wounds too. In a savage post, 50 told Jim he should fix things with Cameron before jumping in to back Drake. And just like that, the messy Dipset drama got dragged right back into the spotlight. Cameron wasn't about to stay quiet. On his talk show, It Is What It Is, he went off, bringing up his rocky past with Jim in a raw, unfiltered episode. Cam aired it all out, accusing Jim of betrayal, especially for siding with 50 during the infamous Dipset vs. G-Unit beef back in the 2000s. According to Cam, that move shattered their bond, and they've never truly bounced back. But Cam didn't stop at the beef. He took it personal, questioning Jim's Harlem ties and calling his whole image into question. He's a guardian angel and a designer, and he's from the Bronx, bro, not Harlem, Cam said, throwing heavy shade on Jim's street cred. This wasn't just old friends arguing. It was a full-blown takedown that reopened scars and reignited one of hip-hop's most talked-about fallouts.
Do you ever hear me talk about when you ran on me when BMF pulled up? When you ran in the hotel, they chased you to the beach. And lucky, you went and got a couple niggas, and I know these niggas, they my niggas too. You tell them you got a problem, they jump in the car. They don't know who you got a problem with.
Cam kept the shots coming, mocking how Jim even got into Dipset in the first place. He painted Jim as a fanboy, desperate to be part of the crew. Cam claimed Jim invited them to his crib after hearing their freestyles, not to build with them, but because he was starstruck. Then Cam took it up a notch, dragging up an old story involving the Black Mafia family. He asked if anyone ever heard Jim talk about how he ran when BMF pulled up, allegedly diving into the ocean just to get away. The shade was brutal.
20 years ago, however many years ago, I thought it was all good. I had no problem thinking, okay. He tricked niggas out their spot, came to the spot. I know 50 said it.
Backing up Cam's story, Dame Dash jumped in to confirm it all, saying Jim Jones really did try to get at him and even stepped in front of his woman at an art gallery. Dame said the disrespect was unreal and straight up blew his mind. While Cam claimed he usually holds back from telling these stories to avoid tearing Jim down, his words made it clear. There's still a lot of bad blood. This episode reminded everyone that, for all its glory, Dipset's legacy is still tangled in deep drama.
Slicey, 12 years. His godson, that was 13 years old, 8 years. Shotty, he was trying to be 12 years.
This feud didn't pop up out of nowhere. Cameron and Jim Jones have been clashing for years. 50 Cent's jab about fixing Dipset only made the fire burn hotter. Cam's never held back either. He's blasted Jim before for teaming up with 50 during their major beef in the mid-2000s. Their relationship's been wild. One minute they're cool in public, the next they're beefing behind the scenes. Cam's often called out Jim's leadership in Dipset, questioning his loyalty and decision-making. But Jim fires back too, blaming Cam's ego for blocking the crew from leveling up. This isn't just tension. It's a full-blown power struggle. Jim's taking shots at Cam for messing up Dipset business, even labeling him petty. But Cam hit back, once again questioning Jim's Harlem roots. Fans are over it. All they want is a Dipset reunion, but the drama won't quit. Joel Santana even spoke up, calling it a straight-up family feud. He said he's not about to play referee, and with that, Dipset's future feels like it's barely holding on. Jules is trying to stay neutral. He's called the beef sad, especially after everything they built together, but he's not picking sides. I can't be the middleman, he said. And now fans are left wondering, if not Jules, then who can actually fix this?
Well, the Cam and 50, the Cam and 50 beef was like a public display. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was from the radio, Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? 50 went up there and said some things, you know what I'm saying, about Koch and...
Jules' words brought a real sense of sadness to all this. He said he still values their brotherhood, but even he looks helpless in stopping the chaos. His frustration hits deep with fans, caught between love for the old Dipset and disappointment over the constant mess. But Jim, he's not staying quiet. Word on the street is he's back in the studio, loading up diss tracks aimed straight at both Cam and 50. Looks like the war is just getting started, and it might get even louder.
Jimmy Jones, Jimmy Jones. Yes, sir. I want you to know one thing. Jimmy Jones. Yeah. But you have to stay about it.
This all came after Jim told both Cam and 50 to get off his D. He didn't hold back when he pulled up on Respectfully with Justin LeBoy. When asked about 50's slick comments and his link up with Cam on the Talk with Flea segment, Jim made it clear he's not here for the games and he's done with the sneak dissing.
That's what it is, you
Give it to Cam right now. He just did the interview with 50.
For the younger audience, we had like a rap battle thing at one time. And
if those diss tracks drop, we might see the return of that raw, old-school rap battle energy. Back when music, not Instagram posts, was where beef got handled. But with Jim pushing a merch rollout too, it's clear he's eyeing more than bars. He's turning Dipset's legacy into a full-blown business play. Jim backing Drake lit a fire that's way bigger than one lawsuit. 50 Cent jumped in. Old Dipset wounds reopened. And now the whole crew's future is up in the air. Will Jim's risky move shake the industry or just tear Dipset further apart? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Jim right to ride for Drake? And do you think Dipset can ever patch things up for real? Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell so you don't miss what's next. We're coming back with all the heat on 50 Cent's latest power plays. See you on the next one.